We're live. Are we live? Is anyone actually there? Because this is, I kid you not, this is probably the 5th time I've tried to do this. Oh, someone's in the lobby. Okay, so we might actually be live now. The Wi-Fi kept dropping out because I'm in Bahrain. This is the F1 circuit with, of course, Ducati. Let's go inside a little bit here and have a little closer look, if the camera can sort it out. Hey, let's go. Hey, finally we're here. My God. So look at these bevy of beauties. So while we're all getting ready and loading up with our questions about how delicious this machine is, I'll give you a little rundown. So arrived yesterday, very tired, on a Gulf Air flight. It's actually not too bad. Did a little press conference this morning here at the circuit, and it's now lunchtime, so we're on a bit of a lunch break, just done some bits to camera. Thought I would open it up to you guys live and see if you've got any questions for the Perkins. So I've been out already, so I've done 2 sessions. This is a very hard track to ride. Hope you got your new RST suit. I did. Hold on. Let me do a little spinny McSpin. And there you go. We're in. Ignore the tummy. Oh no, don't trench. Anyway, so yeah, this is where we're at. Panigale V4. So I'll flip back now so you don't look at my face. So yeah, we've done a couple of sessions. This is a very hard circuit to ride. Massive braking zones, and there's 3 of them. Tight hairpins. And did you have a beer last night? Yes, thank you everyone. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's hard. So it's a brave choice to launch this bike here, because we all know that the Panigale is a bit of an animal. Now, this is the evolution of this bike, the V4, and from customer feedback, they were saying that the customers found it hard to ride, fatiguing, difficult to push, and a lack of front-end feel. So with this model year 2020 update, those are the things that they've tried to address. So I will looking, hang on, what's this? 44 teeth. Shout out to Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy, hope you're well, dude. Yeah, it's a friend of ours, a friend of 44 teeth. Hope he's doing well. I'm thinking of you out here in Bahrain. So let's go over some of the things. Obviously, the thing you're going to notice first is these wings. And it's not just the wings, it's the full fairing package from the V4R. So this whole front end area has increased in width. It's also increased in height with the screen, so there's a lot more protection for the rider. These gills extract air. I think the oil cooler efficiency, or the cooling oil efficiency, whatever they call it, is 16% better. These vents, so again, in hot traffic, it might not cook your nads as much as the old one did. Probably still will a bit. So yeah, these wings account at 160 miles an hour. They reckon it's about 35 kilos of downforce squishing that tyre into the floor, which is quite impressive. So 35 kilos, that's a lot. I mean, that's literally how much I weigh. That's not how much I weigh. So that's good. And what that leads to and translates to in riding, not just wheelie control, which the electronics I'll come to in a minute are superb on this, but it comes to braking stability. It's very, very strange. I've never ridden a bike with this level of aero before, but you can really bang on the brakes super hard and you just know that you're not going to lock the front wheel. So it's really good. No mirrors for track, no, that's correct. Anyway, so let me just do a bit more bump. So aero package, that is superb. It's absolutely super Perkins. The S now gets, I don't know if the previous S came with race grips. Again, this is to try and put more front end feel into the bike. So that's lifted from V4R with a minor change. I think there's some minor, I don't know what you'd call it, machining to give it a bit more flex, which is all to do with trying to get that front end feedback. Moving down the bike onto the suspension. So we've got now a much longer spring. Well, not much longer. I think it's something like 10 mil longer. Well, no, 5 mil longer, but more preload. I can't remember. I'll put it up in the thing. But basically, what it's doing is it's basically raising the center of gravity of that bike, and what that's going to translate to is higher chain pitch, so you get less squat. So actually, in riding it, it feels a bit more Aprilia actually. So you don't get that wild wow 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 as you're coming out of corners, which is the only way I can describe it. So it's definitely a lot more stable. That's translated to. And more grip, and obviously the electronics package has been updated as well. So again, that's been lifted from the V4R. So now we've got a much less intrusive. You don't notice the traction kicking in as much, and they've tried to make those graphs of when it intrudes much flatter and much more predictable. What else have we got? Obviously this has got the performance exhaust on. We haven't ridden that. I'm riding this bike the very last session of the day, so that's only a couple of hours. But actually, to be honest, this is probably one of the only 2020 bikes which has a decent, sexy standard exhaust. And what else have we got? There's a couple more things, and then you can start questioning me. What have we done? Suspension, front frame, grip. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, right. Is there a Street Fighter 4 launch? Yeah, V4 launch. Yes, there is. I think it's not going to be till about March, something like that. What else? So, hang on, just electronics, traction. Torque. Okay, so the previous bike, it was an animal to control. They've done a lot of work on the mapping, so the throttle mapping. So effectively, it's a lot softer to control. It doesn't have that over torque issue. So they've done a lot of, I've got some graphs somewhere which in the full video we'll show you, and I'll be able to explain it a bit better. But effectively it's less likely to break away and tear your arms off. Any other colour than red? No. This is Ducati. It's a Ducati Panigale. Are you going to get on a 2020 blade anytime soon? I mean, it's nothing to do with this video, but yeah, Perkins in Qatar next week. Compared to your precious Ducatis, how does it compare? Is it an S1000R Beta? Well, that's very interesting you mentioned that, because in the past this has been such a rampant beast. It's been incredibly fun to ride, but the lap times just didn't develop. Now, they reckon, they've done some testing, and they reckon that this is half a second quicker round Vallelunga with Michele Pirro riding it, who was, I think, racing in, was it World Superbikes last year? Can't remember. And then they did another test with a normal fast rider and then like a more middle of the road guys, and they all improved. The middle of the road guy improved by 1.4 seconds, which is quite a lot. And I can believe it because it's a lot less fatiguing. You don't have to concentrate quite as much, and yeah, it's a lot smoother. Is it as fast as an S1000RR? I think, to be fair, I think it's right up there. It's definitely, the changes this year are definitely an improvement in terms of outright lap time. Do the wings make much of a difference in corners? In the fast stuff, yeah. I mean, here, let's go out into the pit lane. Here, there is lots of straights with lots of, let me know if the wind noise is too bad, lots of straights with lots of massive braking zones at the end. There's 3 huge braking zones, and the wings, from what I can notice the most, is in the braking zone, going down from like 160 to 40. It's so stable. It's so stable. The front end feels glued to the surface. The rear is a bit wobbly, but that's always been the case. Okay, sorry, I walked too far away from the Wi-Fi. Back to the garage. Here's the Wi-Fi. Yeah, we're here. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We're safe. All right. Well, I'm stuck here. Okay, what else have we got? When are you coming to Australia? Not really relevant. How's the heat in the seat? I've not noticed anything, but then I'm just, ragging around here at stupid o'clock speeds. So, is the bike still more fatiguing than other litre bikes? Yeah, it probably is, to be fair. It's still got that wild side. If anything, I guess if I was going to, well, we'll wait for the full video for the full summary, but my halfway through lunchtime getting used to the track thoughts now is that, yes, it's definitely a lot faster, but does it still have its wild Italian style? And that's what was so engaging to ride it for faster riders, was it was just like, wow, this is absolutely batshit crazy. So maybe later on, when I start playing with the electronics and turning it all down, we should be able to see. Toby Reynolds, how will it translate to the road? Worth buying if you'll never track it. Well, I can tell you, it's going to be much better on the road than the previous V4. So it's softer, it's more compliant, the electronics are better, the traction's better, it's cooler. Arguably, is it as pretty? I don't know, I love the gills, but I'm not sure about the wings in terms of outright sexiness. I think it's definitely more aggressive, but I think, yeah, it will translate very well to the road. You could eat your dinner off that floor. Yeah, I wouldn't try. Have you ridden the V2? No, I haven't. When are you trying the Superleggera? I was really hoping there might be a sneaky one here, but there's not. What tyres? We're on Pirelli Slicks, SC1 and SC1, and hopefully we've got some freshies in, because they were already starting to have a bit of an issue before lunchtime. Any other colours? No. How's the sound with the pipe? I've never found the sound with the stock exhaust offensive anyway. I think it's always been quite nice. So yeah, it's nice. Obviously, we haven't ridden that one yet. Is Nige there? No. UK track noise? I don't know, but it's a standard exhaust system. So, I mean, UK tracks can just go and do one, really. I mean, it's just pointless. I just don't even... It's a sad, sad state of affairs. Wet or dry clutch, you can choose. I think it's wet as standard, but there's a performance bike somewhere around here which has got a dry clutch. Anything you'd change about it? Anything I'd change about it? Don't know. I'm going to come back to you on that one. Carbon wheels, you can buy carbon wheels, but no, it doesn't come as standard. Suspension electronic package updated. Yes, it is. So there's this fly. It's just attacking me. Fuck off. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I'm live. Don't say poo or naughties. Can you take off the wings? You can, but you'd probably leave a nasty little gash there. Even standard exhaust will be flagged. Yeah, I agree. Price? Don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be about 26k UK. Wings made of carbon? No, but you can buy carbon parts for it. Say gash again. Gash. Nasty little gash. Cruise control. No, it doesn't have cruise control. Hang on, does it have cruise control? No. Not Switzerland friendly? Definitely not, no. Comfy seat? It is pretty comfy, actually. I've got no complaints riding around here, but again, track riding, it's kind of not really in your mind, like how your comfort is, or likewise heated grips, which someone's just asked. Looks fast standing still. I agree. I mean, it is definitely way up there with the most beautiful bike you can buy. Swing on pivot adjustable? Don't know. Doesn't look as if it is. This one has 1000RR. To be honest with you, I'd go this at the moment. Is it A2 compliant? No. Suit your height? It's a little bit cramped, but then, you know, I'm 6'4", so I can't expect the world. Say double bloody decker. How does the electronic steering damper feel? Don't know. Wasn't even aware of it. Doesn't even, you know, there's so much other stuff going on that the steering damper is the least of the issues. But it's doing its job. So whether it's electric or manual, don't know. Didn't notice. Where's Jason? He's at home in his pants. Little overpowered for the roads. 100%. Of course it is. Of course it is. Any superbike is, but it's not about that, is it? You want to look super sexy. How was the traction control? Very sophisticated, like exceedingly sophisticated. I might actually even turn it down further, but then I risk launching myself. However, I am in my brand new RSC airbag suit, so. Cubes. The engine is exactly the same, by the way. There's been no changes whatsoever to that. It's exactly the same displacement, exactly the same power. Everything's exactly the same. Does this bode well for the Street Fighter? Yeah, I think it does. Will you buy one? Well, if you think back, you can go back and watch the Aprilia versus V4 video we did in Jerez 2 years ago, and I said I want one very much, but I'd never buy the first gen, even though I did for a little bit. This is definitely ready now. This is, if you guys think back to the 1199 to 1299, that was a big jump, and it's pretty close to that big jump. It's so much easier to ride. Whether it's quite as exciting, well, it's not, because it's not going to kill you on every corner, but to go faster, it's definitely way better. Any well-known racers on track with you? I had dinner with Alessandro Villa, who's the Ducati test rider. I just went out with him, actually. It's ridiculous. I've got a video of him backing it into the last turn, making me look like a right fanny. And when he was behind me videoing me, I ran wide. Are they on road tyres or slicks? They are on slicks. Only in red, yes. How hot is it over there? It's actually a beautiful temperature. I'd go out and show you more, but I keep losing Wi-Fi reception. So it's about 22 degrees, I think. Take this down a green lane, it'll probably make it, to be fair. The electronics are that good. Confidence inspiring, yes. So Jacques Wood, that is, I think, the takeaway from this new bike is the level of confidence that it gives the rider over the old bike, which was a level of intimidation. It's definitely far more compliant and predictable. So I think it's good. And the best thing about it, this is now black. Because if you remember, the original one was silver and it was gross. What else have we got? Still got your Corsa? No. Unfortunately, the price is not worth the value of the purchase. Well, you may say that, but to someone who's wealthy, it absolutely is worth it. So you just got to assess your own, income, etc. How do you find the pegs, seat height, and clip-ons? To be fair, I actually find all that on this bike pretty good. I don't feel cramped on it. It's not like the Aprilia. Fanny magnet rating, it's got to be 9.8 out of 10, and I'm only saying that. I'm not only docking 2 points. Because I'm still not convinced that I like the look of the wings. I think they're a bit ugly, but useful. Does it wheelie? No. With the electronics, with the wheelie control that we've been riding it in, no, it's almost impossible to get it to wheelie, which is fantastic, really. It's a fantastic feat of engineering, because anyone that's ridden one of these will know that it's an absolute mentalist. Anti-wheel off. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that after lunch now. Now I know where I'm going, but this track is very scary. Would you do a track day at this track? For the experience, yeah, I'd do it at night time probably. But you've got to know where you're going, and you've got to be very confident on your front end ability. Are there new V4S specific features compared to the base model? Only the Öhlins is now the version 2. Will it go off-road? The wings looked like they were stuck on the left of the factory. Yeah, I kind of agree. Would you jizz on this machine? Yes. When's the full review going to go live? Probably, hopefully, before the end of this week. I fly back tomorrow morning, and then I'm meeting up with Mel, and she's going to do the roundup with me. How many people have laughed at your leathers? None, actually, thank you. In fact, people have come up to me and told me how cool they are, so do one. How would you compare it to a V2? Don't know, not ridden a V2. Does it come with a box of tissues? Should do. Start it up. I don't know if I can really. Fuck it. I mean, screw it. Yeah, I can. Let's just do it. You're not going to notice anything. Not translated through the YouTube guffery. That's it before I get in trouble. Naughty. Do you need a pedal suspension for track? You always need a pedal suspension for the track, unless everyone's exactly the same weight, ability, and style. Yeah. How's the crotch temperature? Haven't noticed it. It's been fine. Anyone crashed one yet? No, thank the Lord, and hopefully that's going to remain that way. So yeah. Let me know if you've enjoyed this little preview, and if there's anything else you want to know, ask it now. Oh, that's a good one. Arai or AGV? Yeah, because I've got a new AGV. Competizione, where is it? It's down here next to all my faffery. I'm actually struggling to get decent audio out of the camera, but yeah. I literally got this to match this bike because I'm such a tart. However, the reds are not quite the same reds. They're a bit milky on this. But I think I'm still, if I had to choose right now, I think I'm still an Arai man. Sorry. Does it run on espresso? Yeah. Any slow blokes in the press pack? Slow blokes? Don't know. Is it worth trading in a 2018 R1M? R1? Yes, definitely. If it's just an R1. What else have we got? Just going to flick through this. Glove choice. Again, the RSTs, although I ordered a size too small, which is really devastating because it's really bad. I've got some spare ones, but they're green, and it's just really not going to go with my leathers. Thanks for the live. I'm off to bed. Night night, Enigma. What will be its closest rival? RSV4 factory. How many will they sell in the UK? Well, the Panigale family sold, I think, 5,800 bikes worldwide last year, and they reckon that that is 25% of market share of superbikes, which is very impressive. However, you've got to take into account that that includes the 959, the FE 1299 from last year, the V4S, the V4R. There's so many, like the Panigale family. That's a bit of a Ducati statistic, but without a doubt, it's a very good seller. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna, shall I flip onto my face? And now I'm gonna go and get a bit more lunch and then head out for round 2 of the V4. Thanks, guys. Take care. It's been a rubbish day, to be honest. I mean, yeah. All right. Thanks for your support. It means a lot. And keep watching. Bye. 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 Love you. Bye. Oh, I can't turn it off now. Bye. Bye.